afternoon, viewers. Welcome to a Saturday chilly Nairobi afternoon, the 5th of November, 2022. Shukran sana kwa kujiunga na sisi for another show, another exciting episode of Sports Sugu. We remind you, this is the only women-dedicated show in Kenya, dealing with topical women issues, dealing with issues only around women and girls in sports. We are lucky. You have worked with us since 29th of April when we started the show. We are on episode number 23, and we once again tell you, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for working with us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your critique. But most importantly, thank you for keeping us company and work with us in the next 50 minutes. Today we have an exciting program lineup. An exciting sport. Now, for the very first time in Kenya, we are having a discussion around it. We are going to introduce our guest shortly, but the social media channels, GBS TV, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. My personal media, Kiari Mwangi at Twitter, Kiari Mwangi on LinkedIn. Kindly join us, work with us. Kwa wale SMS, 21144. Again, 21144. This is once again a very exciting show. Thank you very much for GBS TV, keeping it sporty, keeping it a Nairobi weather, and saying, tembea nasi, walk with us. My name is Kiari Mwangi once again. I am your host today. My co-host, Ekadeli Aita, is out for some errands, but tutatembea pamoja. We will walk together. I want to introduce, without further ado, our guest for Saturday. Welcome.
Asante sana.
Tuanze tu na jina yako. Wewe ni nani?
Kwa majina naitwa Carol Nange. Na mimi ni mtoto wa kwanza kwa familia yetu. Tulizaliwa tukiwa watoto wanne.
Okay.
Na pia mimi ni mama. Na pia mimi ni mpenzi wa mtu. Na pia niko kwa sporti.
Kwanza sana hapo. Kwanza hapo sasa umetaja. Wewe ni mwana sport, wewe ni mcheza. Tupatie tu kidogo tu. Carol nani kwa sport? Sport? Ulianzia wapi na nani?
Kwa kwanzia nilianzia netball, interesting enough. Nilianzia kwa netball. Then if you are a sport person, you can play any sport. But yenye imenishinda ni football.
Okay.
But hizi zingine zote nang'ang'ana nazo. So I can play handball as well as chukball.
Okay.
Yeah.
For chukball, for the viewers, kumbuka we had Carol Githaiga hapa once in one of our shows, I think episode number 11, akatupeleka through chukball. Akatuambia chukball, akatuletea ball kwanza alituletea ball hapa. Leo tuko na kapi. But hiyo tutazungumzia chukball baadaye.
Yes.
Show ya leo, today, we are discussing about play handball. I know. Play handball, watu labda wanaweza uliza ni nini, imetoka wapi, na play handball. Watu wanajua tu handball. Sasa kwanza, kuna play handball na kuna gani ingine? Kuna deaf handball, na kuna beach handball.
Yes.
Na gani ingine?
Kuna street handball.
Street handball.
Yes.
Hapo sasa. So, beach handball, first kuna handball.
Yeah, kuna handball.
Handball.
Yes.
Alafu kuna
beach handball. Kuna street handball.
Street handball.
Yes.
Na kuna play handball.
Play handball is not as play handball. Play handball ni jina ya organization.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. It's the organization that now coordinates.
It's called play handball.
It's called play handball.
Yes.
That coordinates
handball.
Handball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Today we are talking about handball. And most importantly, tunazungumza the organization now that helps to coordinate, to nurture, to uplift, and to grow the handball in Kenya. Lakini kuulize, wewe mwenyewe ulicheza handball?
Mi enyewe nilicheza for fun.
Okay.
It was not as an athlete. Yeah, but with time, kama venye nimekuambia nilianza na netball. Yeah, nikatoka tena netball. Niliishi nje ya Kenya kidogo. Nikakutana na mdada mwenye sasa ndio tumeanza na hii play handball, mwenye amecheza professional German handball.
Okay.
So yeye ni introduced kwa handball. So it was an interesting game. Kwanza yeye ni introduced kwa the beach handball.
Okay.
Yeah, so after beach handball I can introduce to the street handball. Then ndio niliporudi Kenya, akaniambia why can't we start a handball in Kenya? So I said why not?
Well, and since you had the interest anyway.
Yeah, I had the interest anyway. So nikamwambia why not? And we started from there.
Well. And any liaison with the federation, manake most people who come here wanasemanga me I have got all this great idea, good concept. Una any relations, any uhusiano na Federation ya Handball?
Yes. Actually, the General Secretary wa Handball, he knows about us.
Okay.
Even there was a time that I brought one of the German coaches, one of the best team in German, called Fosche Berlin. Akakuja, nikamintroduce kwa the Secretary General.
Okay.
And we had actually a 1-week course. Wow. Where people were trained and they were given license C. Handball. So
like a TOT, a trainer of trainers, then mtu kutrain,
like a coach,
a coach for them to be able to train
others. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like train coach for them to
train the young kids.
The young kids. Okay.
Yeah. So the General Secretary knows about us. Tumework na yeye through our partnership from German.
Wow. Kabla tuende break, I must ask this because I know the first thing ukitaja street handball, there is obviously going to be pandashuka kidogo street handball. The first thing that comes to mind, mtu anaonanga handball ni uwanjo. Handball, the whole game, what you see. Tuguzi tu kidogo tu, what is street handball? Kidogo tu.
Okay, street handball ni kama sasa hivi, akiwa Sakaja unanisikiza, unaenda kwa Sakaja. Unamwambia nataka kufunga Moi Avenue pale chini kwa bomb blast. Unaifunga hadi hapa Abasenda. Unafunga hiyo street. Hakuna gari inaingia, hakuna inatoka. Tunaweka goalpost zetu pale na pale, wachezaji, mafans wako kando. Tunacheza handball yetu hapo. Tuna get mafans. Then you're done.
The rules ni zile like just handball but on the street.
On the street, yes. So it's a very great concept, and I wish our city council can allow that. And one day we can show them that.
We can show them actually. But swali tu, has it happened in Kenya yet?
Not in Kenya. Not I'll be the first one to start it.
Wow. Now there you have it. Kabla tuende break, now you have had Caroline amesema. First, this is the first ever dedicated women in sports channel. Karonange amesema she wants to be the first kuanzisha street handball in Kenya. And clearly, we are the first of many things in this good station of ours. GBS TV have given us the first ever opportunity kuona sports ambayo inaangazia masuala ya madem peke yake. We are going for a short break. Tukirudi, we get into the handball and what the growth in Kenya is all about. Thank you.
Everywhere, GBS.
Thank you for keeping it Sports Sugu. Thank you for keeping it right here with us. Episode 23 of Sports Sugu, the 5th of November. Once again, our media handle channels, GBS TV, find us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Kiare Mwangi, find me on Twitter, find me on LinkedIn. Leo tunazungumza through an organization called Playhandball. Handball ni sport moja which used to be big sana in Kenya. Nakumbuka siku za serial board. Back in the 90s, Nairobi Water, wakakuja. Timu gani zingine mbili za handball?
Kuna Ulinzi. Yeah, na kuna Strathmore.
Yeah. Na kuna moja ingine inanitoka. Kuna gani ya Madem?
Ya Madem.
Nuna zote ni
Madem, the most famous za Madem ni Cereal na Waters.
Cereal na Waters. So today tunaangazia Playhandball, first the organization, but most tutarudi chini tufike kwa handball as a sport. And of course tumesikia juu ya street handball, tumesikia tu kidogo tu, tunasemanga unywes. Tumesikia tu kidogo tu, and it's a conversation we'd like to pick up, especially with county government.
Yes.
Not just Nairobi, county governments, a conversation we'd like to tag Council of Governors.
Oh yes.
Because they have a sports committee. And 47 counties wamemaliza vetting, they are CEC of sports. Katika kila county, that means there are 47 brand ambassadors
counties, yes,
of street handball. But before we go there, Playhandball, tell us about its origin.
Okay, Playhandball ilianzishwa South Africa.
Okay.
Though first registered in German by a lady called Nicola School. Na ni alianzisha South Africa, a place called Cape Town.
Okay.
So when alianzisha pale, mostly the handball that we play for us, si kupata wachezaji ama ati to make stars, ni kutumia your handball as a tool for development. Okay. So when we mean a tool for development is using this handball to educate young kids on environment, on life skills, behavior change.
Okay.
Yeah, about early teenage pregnancies, about sexual transmitted diseases, all the component of reproductive health. You use that sport to educate them. So it's like a tool.
So it's a tool. It's an outreach.
Yeah.
Manake wanasemanga SRH, sexual reproductive health.
Yes.
That the whole teenage pregnancy, HIV, AIDS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So venye yakaianzisha kule South Africa. And then by that time, acha niseme, I was lucky. I was living there.
Okay.
So she became a very good friend of mine. And then when I relocated back to Kenya, na tulikuwa venye nimesema tu tulikuwa tumeenda beach, tumecheza, tumeenda kwa street, tumeenda kwa different schools, kucheza na watoto kule Cape Town. Alafu kwa very underprivileged kids. Kwa sababu pia huko kuna maslums kama huku tu kwetu Kenya. Yeah, so pia huko tulikuwa tumeenda tukacheza na watoto about handball and using it as a tool. Okay. So akaniuliza, can this work in Kenya? Nikaambia it can. As long as I have the concept, then it can work.
Yeah, of course.
So I remember the first training we did was in Kisumu on environment. Yenye ilikuwa sponsored by the German Embassy Nairobi na organization ajita Conrad. So after that we saw a lot of interest because sana kwanza kwa mashinani watoto wajui handball ni nini. Hata sasa hivi bado hadi saizi na imekawia. Ukipelekea watoto mpira ya handball, waambia watu train you, utaona mtoto amechukua mpira, ameweka chini, anafuta.
Default.
Yeah, so it's not famous yet.
Yes.
So our number one objective was to make it famous.
Okay.
And also number two objective was to train the kids using it on how tunaweza preserve environment.
Okay.
Now through that tuko na program ambayo inajiita Eco Bricks. Eco Bricks.
Okay.
So what we teach the kids is wanachukua hiyo chupa ya soda.
Yes.
Hizi za plastic
hiyo
ya soda, ya maji, kama hiyo yenye unakunywa nayo maji. Then kuna hizi plastic, uzuri walibana a lot of them in Kenya, but kuna hizi bado za mikate. Hizi nafunga mikate. So after watu wamekula hiyo mikate si wanatupa everywhere. So when we do cleanups, tuna collect hizi machupa na hizo makaratasi.
Okay.
So what we do is stuff those makaratasi ndani ya hii chupa hadi inakuwa hard kabisa. Then we use those bottles to make even such a table. You can make a table like this using those bottles.
Those reusable
furnitures and all that. Yeah.
Wow.
So hata ukiona t-shirt zetu kuna zingine sijavaa hiyo, kuna yenye iko na hapa nyuma tumeandika taka ni mali. Sababu hizo takataka tunaokota zinakuwa mali.
Na zinakuwa do.
Kwa sababu kitengeza meza kaa ini kikuuzia si utanunua.
Si ndio sasa? Taka ni mali.
Taka ni mali.
Ala.
Yeah.
So Kisumu imekuwa Kisumu mlikuwa which year?
Kisumu that was in 2016.
2016.
Yes.
And that was the first place Playhandball organization landed in Kenya.
Yeah, that's where it first did its training. The first
training.
Yes.
Wakati land Kenya.
Wakati land Kenya.
Okay.
Tukaifanyia pale Kisumu. Na after that, ndio sasa tukaanza the second training tukaifanyia hapa Maisa Komarok. And we invited different organizations that are using sports as a tool for development.
Okay.
That is Maisa. Yeah. We have another organization called Pendo Amani in Juja.
Yeah.
Tuna Angaza in Thika. Then tuka invite for that training na tuka train their coaches on how can you use handball as a tool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Kisumu 2016, then Maisa, then
2018
Maisa.
2018 kwa na hiyo training ya Maisa, na ika invite all those groups. Those groups.
So basically Maisa, kwa people watching us, Maisa iko located Nairobi.
Yeah.
Na Juja na Thika hizo ni environs za Nairobi. So Kisumu was the first
outer. Yeah.
Outer ile kwanza ile when you landed 2016, then you came to Nairobi.
Yes.
And its environs. Manake nimesikia Juja na Thika.
Na Thika, yes.
Okay. But the name is the same. Objectives in the same.
The same kabisa.
Same objectives.
Same objectives, using handball as a tool for development.
Aha.
Yeah.
So the usual, sasa vile umesema environment,
life skills,
mindset, behavior change.
Yeah.
Wow. Very interesting, because right here at GBS TV, they have programs which are running in Kisumu.
Nice.
Na wameanza juzi. My good friend Pastor Ochido Eric is coordinating some of the activities kule. Na inaonekana through this show, tuta link up na wewe na Playhandball to see what we can do in Kisumu.
That will be very nice.
Because I think there's a whole conversation about GBS TV in Kisumu. Mindset, training, life skill training. Na since you sports, basically that's the linkage.
Yes.
Let's go to so far. Manake, good, imefika Kenya 2016, 2018. What is the reception so far? Unaweza semaje?
Reception, watu wana take very positive, because right now actually we have another partnership in Narok.
Oh.
Yeah. And recently nitakuwa na meeting kesho na lottery firm ya German. Wanataka kuni-introduce to another organization in Meru. So we'll have another branch in Meru very soon.
Wow.
Yeah. So people are taking it very positive, and they are seeing the sense in what we are doing. So I'm thinking in a few years time, itakuwa a huge thing.
Wow. Well, I mean, the fact that tumetaja Narok, na the first thing ukitaja Narok na sports, black and white, and azingiani, because that najua from the end of football, I know there's Narok Stadium na kuna teams major nacheza football there na nini, but still association ya Narok na sports has never been azingiani. I mean, tukienda place wambie mtu mena Narok kucheza sports,
anashindwa
aje. So really interesting. Now let's go to age categories. Manake so far it's good. Na clearly tool for development looks like in a target youth, like any that whole the objectives is umetaja. What are the categories so far in terms of age?
Age category, at first when we started we thought secondary school itakuwa poor and all that but when you look at our handball in the country, most of them wanatrainiwa wakiwa secondary school. So when you go even to the stadium watching them play, una find the basic in it bado ndio at that level, bado wana struggle get. So as working with the Germans volunteer, because we always get German volunteers, they come here for a year, we post them to those organizations and they help with the skills itself. Utapata mtoto ako 18 years, alianza kucheza hii handball akiwa 9 years. So yani ni kama imeingia iko ndani yake, anaweza hata cheza kama amefunga macho. So we want to adapt that. We want to start at least from 9 years. Unaanza na uto to basic. By the time anafika secondary ameiva. So all African teams hawataweza Kenya.
So basically I think kama umenipeleka Europe and other developed countries, where tunaonanga those under 12, where those kuna kuangana structured development. Mtu alianzia under 12 ama under 9 akagrow akamfika under 12 under 15 you know those kuna kuangana structure kule majuu kule Europe ni kitu ni model kama that kind of structure where there's a database tunaweza kufuata tunaweza tujue Carol anzia under 9 akacheza under 12 under hivi 14, na akacheza hivyo but then kuna kitu tumetaja about secondary school because the truth is a lot of handball kitambo ilikuwa primary lakini si primo sana mostly handball was always ever in secondary school and most people who made up the team the club teams the federation walitoka seko to clubs na kumbuka kuna tulichoro job serious ama sijui ile kutoka shule you know straight play handball so far and from your small experience but is it some kind of consideration because those kind of conversations about nurturing the sport to use it as a feeder team to at club level
like our partner in Kisumu she's called Ruth Moody she's doing an amazing job because what she's doing she's starting like in that level tunamtumia volunteer anaanzia primary and then she has the potential of looking for scholarship za secondary because actually handball is big in western part of the country than the other part of the country so you'll find kuna secondaries in the western part of the country they offer scholarship on handball so what she's doing is if the child amekuwa mpua kabisa akimaliza class 8 anakuwa already amemtafutia secondary yenye itampatia scholarship kwa sababu ya handball
na secondary ambayo pia which plays handball like which also plays handball so kuna ile development so kuna ile career development
especially in western part of the country kuna hizo secondaries zenye we deal with handball and these kind of sports so wanatafuta watoto wenye wako good academically at the same time wako poor in the sport.
I mean, and I think that is where the CBC program, dear viewer, inakujia because back then nakumbuka Kakamega High School Green Commandos Green Commandos kitambo used to be the feeder team ya FC Leopards a lot of wale walichezea FC kitambo walitoka straight from Kakamega High School like ilikuwa kijulikana more for the sports than for the academic. Peter Lichungu, Amwai, Dan Msuku, and atucheza FC. If handball is the trajectory, it's also very good for CBC. Manake pia, I think that's another conversation about shule. Could identify talent kama Ruth, your talent and kushikilia. So that ikifika uko. Now, umetaja kitu I would have asked baadaye but I need to ask it now. Western Kenya. Manake hata wakati wa serious kitambo. Nasema serious manake that's ile team I watched back then. Baadhi watu wengi walikuwa either Nyanza and Western. Actually 80% to give it a percentage. Is there any specific dynamics kwa nini?
Ni kwa sababu they are very good in sports. The Western people. Na unasikia wanaanzisha already ako primary school, wana sport that talent. Alafu wana link kwa shule yenye inafanya that sport. Then akitoka secondary, tayari amesha associate na university. Anaingia kwa university team. Then akimaliza university anaajiriwa na cereal, waters, ulinzi, GSU. Unapata wanakuwa scouted that way.
By the way, actually makes sense. But now, on the same tone and breath, ulikuwa umetutajia juu ya beach handball. Obviously, beach. Ukitaja beach, Costa Rica.
Iko Mombasa.
Iko Mombasa. So, from beach handball in Kenya, what is the growth yake kwa jama development ama participation yake so far?
Hiyo bado hatujaingililia kama play handball. And sijasikia kitu yoyote if the federation is venturing into that. So with that, siezi ongea kuihusu sana. I've not heard about it.
Sababu pia, the truth of the matter is, these are conversations hapa kama Sports Sugu. Tunatry pia kutrigger conversations because kuna beach handball, beach volleyball, beach kabadi, beach football, beach there's a lot of beach. But so far, si watu wengi, not many federations pia masi, hijapatiwa that kind of attention. Yet, juzi tu tunaona there's a lot of global beach beach sports. Sijui kuna beach sports zinaendelea like
ukweli
uko nje
mingi.
Lakini Kenya hizo beach sports za Kenya it's like hazijapik sana. So I think our challenge to play handball in coming years na nini it also forms part of your conversation, you know.
Yeah, it's true. And also maybe it's a challenge to the governor wa Mombasa to implement on such.
That's one, but most importantly, and this is not normally to this, we normally pinch the federation. I think it also starts with the federation.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I think the federation ndio the mother, ndio the umbrella.
Ukweli.
Kabla tuchukue break, I need to just ask you one question.
Yes.
Kabla tuende break, turudi kidogo kwa street handball. Because really, it's one of the, naiangalia in terms of resources. Kama tu ni kufunga street, baru, unafunga na nini. Doesn't require a lot of investment sana.
Yes.
I mean, so I'm thinking at community level, it's something that can be done at street level. Yani ile hata mtaani.
Hata mtaani ukipata maneighbors wazuri wenye hata kutoa mbio.
Unaweza funga.
Ni kitu unaweza funga, unafunga street park, si dakika moja. Alafu watu wanakama wana-enjoy. Hapo utapata mtu yako na interest. Na hii ni sports gani? So unaweza pata interest from that. Hata wazazi. Utaona na hii ni sport gani? Si mtoto wangu anaweza ingia.
No. Na nukuuliza sana specifically that before you go for the break sababu naangalia on your objectives as play handball, if it is touching the community, if it is a tool for development, the parent and the guardian becomes one of the best people to be the ambassadors. Maanake kama ni mtaani na wanaona something happening in the neighborhood, hata kama mtotoke achezi, I think atakuwa na ile taki ile hamu. Aite mtu wake pia
enda uone
ama ndo cheze ama ndo uone for that matter. Usibanduke. We are going to come back right away and talk more about Play Handball, the organization, about handball as a sport. And yes, I can see one of your questions nakuja, tutamuuliza handball inachezongo aje, who are the teams, ni ngapi, what are the rules of handball, ndio even as you do all this beach handball, street handball, what are the handball, deaf handball, tujue the rules governing it. Usibanduke. Remember, GBS TV, our social media, catch us on SMS 21144 and Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, GBS TV. Thank you. Usibanduke.
Everywhere, GBS.
Thank you once again for keeping it Sports Sugu, the channel that only speaks to women and dedicated sports channel only for women. A first in Kenya, na tunajivunia, and we keep saying this is the only one-stop shop you find women issues discussed. We have gone through women in journalists, we have gone through menstrual hygiene, we have gone through sports contracts in women, we have gone through sexual violence in women, we have gone through yoga in pregnancy, we have gone through sports as a tool for peace during elections, touching on women. Today we are talking about handball and Play Handball as an organization. My good guest, Karo Nange, yenye amesema ni mcheza. She had journey through netball, handball, chukball. Tutamalizia na kujua nini anafanya na chukball baadaye. But again, thank you once again for joining us.
Asante.
Tuende kwa German volunteers. Kuna kitu ulitaja before you took the break, ukasema ati mna train watu na mnaita sijui Majerumani, watu wanakuja. Tell us more about. that bit?
Yeah, tuna partnership with this organization from German, najiita Velvets. So what happens with Velvets, wanatutumianga volunteers for a whole year. Wanakam huku down. So wakikuja, their mandate ni kufundisha watoto the handball skill.
Okay. Handball as a sport?
As a sport now.
Okay.
The skill. So wakikuja, tunawaplace kwa hizo organizations zenye nimekuambia, tunafanya kazi nao. So wakienda kwa hizo organization, wanaplaceiwa kwa schools in the community around.
Okay.
I give you an example, like in Machakos, we have one girl there. Na ako kwa shule 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So kila asubuhi anaamka anaenda kwa hizi shule, anaweza saidia, kama kwa shule moja anasaidia sasa hivi kufundisha Kifaransa in the morning. Then obvious Kenya tunakonga sports jioni.
Yes.
So jioni ndio anachukua watoto, anawafundisha the skill.
Okay.
Yeah, the same in Thika, the same in Juja, the same in Kisumu, and the same in Narok.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now tuna 5 volunteers from German. Watakuwa hapa for 1 year na wasaidie kwa teaching the skill.
Teaching the skills.
Yeah.
But no, so they do 2 things, and just for clarity for the viewer.
Yeah.
First, kuna handball itself as the sport.
As the sport.
Handball and the sport. Kama vile boxing and the sport.
Yeah.
And sasa kuna the skills, the
handball as a tool.
As a tool.
Yes.
So you know, those are 2 things. Yes. Those are 2 conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
First kuna handball.
Yeah.
Kucheza handball. Sasa kuna handball for a tool for development.
Yes.
It's as a tool. In 3 minutes, Caro.
Yeah.
Ebu tupeleke through handball because I'm sure my friend Kadeli pale Baragoi.
Ajui.
Ajui. At handball inakuanga na wachezaji wangapi, uchezewa, handball.
Okay. Handball inakuanga na wachezaji 7.
7 aside.
Si 7 aside, wachezaji 7. 7 players.
Wow.
Yeah. Na kwa 7 players, wa 6 ndio wanacheza, mmoja ni goalkeeper. Ina 2 goal posts. Size yake ya kiwanja ni 20 by 40. Si kama
kidogo na futa kidogo.
Kidogo tu na futa. Yeah.
Na goal post ni kama
goal post ni za futa but ndogo 2 by 3.
2 by 3. Okay.
Ni ndogo. So alafu ni mchezo ya mkono.
Yeah, handball.
Venye inasema handball. Yeah,
yes.
It's a handball throwing na kudribble.
Okay.
Yeah, you can dribble.
Okay.
Alafu ina sheria zake.
Yeah.
Huwezi kaa na mpira more than sekunde 3 kwa mkono. Then huwezi make more than 3 steps ukiwa na mpira. So when you make 3 steps, you either dribble or you throw it to your teammate.
To your teammate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Well, I think it's just good to ask so that even as we now talk about handball, the volunteers, watu wajue, handball ni different na this,
na netball, na football,
na vitu kama hizo.
Yeah.
Very interesting about the volunteers because I'm sure it's a very welcoming conversation. Anytime you have people to help you grow the sport.
Yeah.
Msemo uko Thika, Narok, Machakos, Kisumu.
Yeah, Juja.
And Juja.
Yes.
So far. So, any hope and opportunities to grow?
Yes, we are looking forward. Yeah, we are looking forward. God willing, and it's our trust that tutaenda in the 47 counties.
Wow.
Yeah, so we want it to be big, to grow, so that at least, sport ikiwa poa kwa grassroots, pia kwa nation inakuwa iko sawa.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndio rafiki yangu Mr. Producer anaitanga bottoms up. Kule lugha nyingine anasema watengeneza ground hapa foundation.
Yes,
tunapeleka juu. I need to ask you, Karo, manake kuna organization inaitwa Fariji na Fariji ushirikiana very closely, does a lot of sports within prison population.
Yes.
Na the truth is, just like any other community, pia kuna wafungwa, they are inmates who are also players.
Yeah.
You see, actually, we have footballers who are incarcerated, labda kuna former boxers wamefungwa. They are also handballers ama wamefungwa. But handball has not had a lot of traction in the prison community. Prison tunasikianga volleyball.
Yeah.
Both staff na inmates. Football. Have you ever thought through about handball as a sport within the prison population?
Yeah, tumeshaifikiria and it's a good thing to do, I think. Yeah, but hatujapata hiyo mpenyo. So if we can get either the director or the CEO Fariji, then we are willing to work together because I think sababu ya hiyo kutokuwa famous in the prison it's because it's not a famous sport.
Exactly.
So watu wanaitupilia mbali. Lakini kama sisi kwa kweli tunataka ikuwe famous, then it's a place that we should also venture into.
And the reason I'm thinking about that is hapo umesema for volunteers because some of the mechanisms and the structures require some consistency. Someone who is dedicated to, let's say, be going there. Unajua, umeniambia Thika, someone teaches in the morning, coaches in the afternoon. If you have such kind of programs within the prison population control, na uzuri wa prison population, ni kama high school, ama boarding school. Watu wako hapo. You know, the constituency is there. Kwa hivyo si watu wanatafutilia.
Already audience iko hapo.
Audience iko hapo. Both the player and the fans.
Yes.
Both wako hapo in the same. So I think it's one of the conversations which, my dear viewer, I'm going to pick it up with Carol. I'm going to also pick up another conversation to the Council of Governors. Council of Governors, hapa Delta House, Nairobi, because street football has really excited me. Sababu, it's a conversation that can spur development. Youth conversation. And if you're planning to do 47 counties, who better than have the governors, the people as your ambassadors, people who would support you at county level.
Ukweli.
You see?
I mean, na wakakubali, it's a very great initiative. Kama saizi they are talking about tree planting, right? So let me just give you an example of how we use the handball as a tool. Tumeenda tumefunga hiyo street. Tunacheza hiyo handball. Watu wanakuja, wanajaa, wanaona, tunamaliza handball. Immediately umemaliza, you start the conversation of the tree planting. Unawa-educate. Why should we plant the trees? Why is it good for environment and all that? So you educate them through what?
Through this becomes a tool.
Because they'll be like, what's happening there? Let's go and see. Wakuja waone ball, waone, tukimaliza immediately, unaanza ku-educate about tree planting.
Na any chance you give them seedlings, because at times, there are people who say, umekuja umenihubiria, you have preached to me, but I'd like to have the seedlings to actually start.
To start the nini?
To start the tree planting.
Okay, for now we don't have funding, but one thing we did with Narok, we had an online exchange program, and it was between the three countries, that is South Africa, Kenya, and German. It was for young people, and we were training them online. About handball. So after we trained them, the end of the course, they had to do something of their own, what they want to do, some practical. So the coach from Narok decided she wanted to plant trees. So, because it was not a big magnitude, then we were able to give her seedlings, and actually she planted tree in Narok.
So actually now became an initiative.
Yes.
Yeah, after the 1 week course. As a follow-up.
It was not a 1 week course because we started in November until it was in June. So you were doing 1 week, every week, almost for 6 months. Then after that, what do you want to do? Then she was like, I want to plant a tree because the place Narok, unajua venye kumekauka.
Of course.
So she planted a lot of trees. And I had a meeting with her the other day, and the trees are doing well.
Well, at least vile umesema, when you invite people to come and watch the handball, and use that platform to educate them, to engage them, hapo tu ndio utapata converts. People who are willing to get to you. One of the conversations, I'm sure, and one of the social media feedback that will soon be flowing will be, I want to be a volunteer. I'm an ex-handballer. Mimi niko mashinani, nilicheza wakati wangu. How would I join Playhandball? How would I volunteer? How would I contact you? You know, but before the contact, because kuna handballers.
Sana what we do, tunapatananga na hizo offers sana. So tunaangalianga mtu, umeniambia wewe ni handballer, you want to volunteer. Kwa saa hizo uko wapi? Akiwa uko Kisumu, na kulink na Ruth
pale Kisumu.
Pale Kisumu. So unaenda unasaidiana na nani? Na Ruth. Akiwa uko Thika hivyo. So with that tuna work as a big team together.
Of course, because I think vile umesema, one of the key objectives is to grow the handball sport.
The handball sport,
hapa Kenya na nini. I still need to ask you, umetaja 5 so far, nimesikia umetaja Thika, Juja, Machakos, Kisumu, Narok. Any hope ama umeanza kuangalia kwingine ama still you are trying to first grow there ama you are still on the lookout for Wajir, Tana River, unajua county, so what are your programs like so that for expansion?
Expansion, we are ready for expansion, though still lazima to make hizi zikuwe strong, the ones that we have. But since handball is not an expensive game, bora tu na mpira na kiwanja na watu wa kucheza, I require a lot of resources into it.
Yes, of course.
So if someone is able to sponsor themselves, as we just give them a methodology on how to do it, we are ready to expand. Okay. But giving funds, we don't have funds for giving. We are also looking for funds.
You're of course, resource mobilization. Resource mobilization is a job, and kutafuta pesa ni kazi.
Ni kazi.
And it is actually a department. So samanga it's a department by itself.
By itself,
Resource mobilization. Kazi yako ni
kutafuta do kabisa.
And that's your KPI. Kutafuta pesa. Before we go to where to find Caro, where to find the Play Handball organization, handball in Kenya. Kenya secondary school games, zimeisha juzi. And ni juzi tu, COVID najua imetulemea the last 2 years, but for the longest time, Kenya secondary school games imekuwa futa, both men and women. Have you tried to engage Ministry of Education as one of your stakeholders, just to see whether handball can also be one of included in the menu? Maana ukitaja ball za seko, ukitaja secondary school games
ni futa.
Yet not everybody plays football for that matter.
Okay. As you said earlier before, federation ndio kichwa ya everything.
Yes, of course.
Nao ndio inafaa waspie gari.
Yes.
Having said that, venye tu nimekuambia tumekuwa in good contact with the General Secretary wa Handball Federation, and he's thinking of the same.
Okay.
Because after the training yenye nimekuambia tulienda tukafanyishwa na tukapatiwa the license D ya handball. So the mandate alitupatia ni go spread this handball in the community, isidai. So hata yeye vision yake ni anataka ikue huko chini, ishike mashinani. So working with him, he will be able to also go to the Ministry of Education and let us in the schools.
Of course, because sasa itatoka federation. Question, Caro. Gender percentage, because hii ni women sports Sugu. Kuna mademu wengi ucheza wako kwa handball space.
Kuna mademu wengi kama hiyo Serial wana team, Waters wana team, tuna national team. Hata kuna under 20 kunazo.
Kuna team?
Kunazo. But kwa mashinani ndio handball haijulikani.
Na because Caro yuko mashinani. Caro yuko Narok kule kumehema. So far from your experience, umona percentage ya madem ikigrow, what is your percentage and in terms of growth ya madem? Let's say Ruth akwambie nilianza na dem moja, sasa niko na madem 5. Unajua?
Okay, madem tuna challenges mob. Kama vile nimesikia umesema umefanya shows za menstrual health and all that. So madem mostly, if you're not very careful with them, utacheza nao 1 year tena wametoroka. Kuna mwenye ameget ball, kuna mwenye sijui amepelekwa kwa auntie fulani mahali fulani. But so far so good, tuna try our best venye tutakipawa madem into it. Ndio maana nimesema tunataka tuanzie at 9 years. Huyu mtoto unamtengeneza,
unamkarabati,
unamtengeneza by the time anafika hiyo secondary, yeye anajua tu ni masomo, juu pia tuna advocate for masomo. Usikue tu ni sports ati ni handball. Pia masomo unatilia maanani.
So zinapelekana?
Zinapelekana. So uko hapo unachapa masomo, unachapa sports. Juu kitambo unajua tukua tunaambiwaje sisi tukigrow. Nikikupata ukicheza hiyo mpira. Kitabu yako iko wapi? So tuligrow tukijua ni kitabu. Tukujua talents zinaweza pay.
Ukijua talanta inalipa.
Ungejua talanta inalipa. So ndio maana unapata kama sisi tumeingia chukball tumegrow.
Unaona? Mama
nikiwa mama already.
Kina Karo kina Papeni kama mko mama.
Tukiwa mama. Juu tulikuwa tunaambiwa hiyo mpira nikikupata nayo. So tuna advocate for girls
For girls to
shule ndio nini pia michezo ng'ang'ana. Ndio akiwa masomo itakulemea mchezo inaweza kuinua. Mchezo ikikataa masomo lazima ukue.
I think venye tu nasema hapo hivyo, and just to the viewer pia, I think pia to parents and guardians pia hapo hivyo kuna challenge mtaani. I respect them a lot because for women and growing girls understand it's twice as hard. Manake one of our show guest hapa alikuwa boxer. Di moja wa hapa H-Town. Utu Wayego Alice alicheza April, alicompete boxing Congo. Yeye alitupatia challenge yake, one of her greatest challenge ilikuwa kwenda gym. Manake alikuwa kwenda gym kama after. Kama maboys washa train ndio anamuita. Manake hakuna gym ya madem, utasema ati kuna gym. Gym yako na nini? Na alikuwa kwenda kwa gym, kwanza anagoja maboys wa train. Manake for them unafaa kwa jikoni, unafanya nini hapa? No, I mean, so I think pia na pia katupatia one of the other challenge ilikuwa pia acceptability, which I think tutakuita tena because we need to talk to parents and guardians. Because Ruth is doing a good job huko. I know pia rafiki yangu Victor Cielo in his own small space na nini, but you need to have a lot of buy-in from parents and guardians to let their children come to you and to also perhaps encourage them from their home front. Wajua? Labda manake they might be willing, ama someone might be willing to play, to come, to, let's say Ruth as an example, lakini anakanyangiwa sana na wazazi. Ama wazazi haoni hiyo vision.
Kweli.
So I think as a play handball organization, one of the challenge tutakuachia is to also have parents and guardians as part of your conversations. Ati amuonaje hapo?
Hiyo itawaka vizuri kabisa. Juu ni kama nikikuja kwako, ndio nitoe mtoto wako kwako, lazima ukue umebaini.
Ndiko nimebaini kwa hiyo story.
Usipobaini pia mtoto nitamlose.
Utalose mtoto.
So ni lazima tuwak pamoja na wazazi, tuwak na walimu, tuwak na community as a whole.
Ndio mtoto wa 9 years. Because mimi palenda kushika next time ni pale tu umesema goal yako ni kushika mtoto wa 9 years na kumjenga. Kabla fike under 20
ako sawa.
Yuko sawa. In 1 minute Karo. Kidogo acha tuteleze kidogo tuingie chukball. Manake najua hivyo. Hebu tuambie chukball kwanza unaendeleaje, manake nasikia Karo alikuja hapa akasema sio Czech Republic nini zoezi.
Chukball saa hizi bado tunafanya tizi. Si uenda every Saturday pale Mihango. Tuna train team ya madem, national team. Venye tu Karo alikwambia tuliqualify. Tulienda actually tulikuwa tumetrain only 4 times. 1 2 3 4 times. Alafu tukaenda tukakutana na ma teams wametrain for 13 years, kina Cameroon. Kina Uganda, Benin, nani. But tulifaulu, tukatoboa, tukashika silver. Na tukaqualify because the first 3 teams were qualifying to go to Czech Republic, next year mwezi wa 8. So mwezi wa 8 sisi hapa kwa hapa tutaenda Czech Republic na tunatumai tutakamap na kitu ingine mzuri.
Na sisi kama GBS TV tuliambia Karo na tukaambia Karo both names tuko nyuma yenu, tutawafuatilia na penye pa media in terms of keeping conversations. Tutatembea pamoja.
Asante.
As we come to the end of the show, Play Handball Organization, mwongelea street handball, beach, hatukuguzia deaf handball because that's a topic nataka tulete that as a conversation by itself. Karo atatembea na marafiki zake kwa deaf handball, atatuletea hapa because we need to have a conversation about deaf handball as a conversation by itself. Isikwe AOB. Hii story to by itself. Because it's a unique story. It's a good story, it's an inspirational story, and especially for parents and guardians who have people living with disability.
Yes.
Yes. Who we also encourage them to have such kind of sporting.
Yeah.
Autism, Dave. Kuna tuficha mtoto.
Watoto
Wanafichwa.
Kabisa.
Karo. Kwa kumalizia, wanaweza kupata wapi?
Mtu yote anaweza taka kunitafuta, nambari yangu ya simu 0798319977. Unaweza nipata pia kwa Facebook under Karo Nange, kwa Twitter Karo Nange. If you want to know what Playhandball is doing, our website ni www.playhandball.org.com.
Rudia the website, please. Rudia the website, please.
www.playhandball.org.com.
Okay. Viewers, hatuna la ziada. We have heard it from Karo Nange. We had Karo Githega here, our sister. And Wanasport, always a good opportunity to talk to sportswomen, to see their good work in Kenya. Assignment number 1, Karo ameniachia, is to try to get to the prison population.
Yes.
Assignment number 2 ni Council of Governors. We need to see who is that decision maker who can help spread the gospel of play handball at counties.
Yes.
Assignment number 3, Karo ameniachia, is to identify those German volunteers and whether wanaweza fika kwetu Kangema, Murang'a County.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for your time. Thank you once again for engaging us at GBS, and thank you very much for keeping it Sports Sugu. Until next Saturday, shukran.